Hello? It's a bit of a weird beginning. Let me try again. Welcome. So, basically, I kind of had this idea of recording my doodle, because often when it's done and I went through the process of drawing it, there's often a few parts of it that kind of feel odd, that don't feel quite right. And when I'm in it, I'm kind of in the flow, and I have a hard time afterwards kind of deciphering what went wrong or where stuff started to fall into the abyss. And so that's kind of the main idea here. So I thought, since, well, there's not really any background noise in this recording, I thought that it'd be interesting to just talk a bit about the process and how it happens. So this doodle is based on a word, so a word of the day, which is proud, today's word. So basically I did, I always kind of doodle here and there, but with this year's Inktober I started with my partner to draw every day with this prompt, and we really found it quite enjoyable. Like, to draw just 1 or 2 hours a day, it feels really, I don't know, I was kind of looking forward to it. And so when it ended, I kind of decided to continue. So I just wrote down a few dozen prompts in a jar, and every morning I would shake it up and pick one at random. And so what kind of started to happen after a few drawings is I stumbled upon one of these drawings kind of ended up being quite enjoyable to me. Like, it's this character that's traveling in this deserted place. He has an intriguing bag, and he's kind of carrying this tiny bubbly world with a black sun inside, and this world is connected through his stick to a tiny scale with a dying seedling, these tiny floaty creatures. And somehow I really enjoyed this drawing, and since then I kind of continued on the story of these characters. So basically, the way I doodle, I kind of think about the word of the day, and I often come up with it's kind of organic. So I start to draw a few lines, and usually I don't have a peculiar idea in mind when I begin, and so it kind of organically grows from these first few lines and how the composition looks, and what maybe if I start here I would like to have. If I start near the bottom left, I would probably have to have some kind of shape on the top right, or to kind of make it feel right visually. And so here, with this doodle, so the world was proud, and I was a bit unsure at the beginning of what could happen here. So first of all, I thought of kind of something high up, some kind of character that would be, like some kind of king looking over his kingdom, proud of his achievements. And so in the past few doodles we had kind of this story unraveling. So we had this wandering character who was traveling and kind of carrying this bubble world, this weird inner world with this seedling inside, kind of a dream from how to say that. So you have this tiny scale with a dying seedling inside, which is connecting to this bubble. So in my mind I kind of pictured it as a way to keep it alive, like this kind of bubble is kind of another dream world where his mind stays alive, while this character carries him to a place of safety. And so what we saw in the last few doodles is that this character kind of fell while trying to travel from two humongous rocks. He kind of fell into the abyss, and his last kind of act was to throw this dying seedling and its dreamy world on top, so that it could stick to these kind of strings that were in between the two rocks. Anyway, I don't explain it really well, but basically he saved it, and so then he fell into the abyss. And what we saw on the other side is these two characters. So we have some kind of a watery, stringy frog person that in the previous doodles came to kind of attract this intriguing slug, and so they kind of bounded together. They became buddies. And in one of the last doodles we see them kind of having a vision of this event that happened, where the traveling wanderer kind of fell into the abyss, and this artifact, this dream world, gets attached to the strings. And we follow up with the next doodle, which was, I think it was Spread the World, where we see this kind of blob, this array of blobs, and one of them, which kind of in my mind represents the ruler of the blobs with his bubbly crown, gets carried towards a new destination. And then it followed up the next day with Omen. And so here I have the ruler of the seedlings, which is going to seek advice from this ancient robot artifact. And this robotic being kind of shows an omen of these two characters, so the slug and his stringy froggy buddy, carrying this seedling dream to the king of the blobs. It's really weird when I say it out loud. But so we have this vision of this thing happening. And so now that I have this word of proud, I thought that I kind of started with this line in the middle. And I kind of envisioned having this blob ruler to be kind of seated on top. And once I had that, it kind of flowed organically from there. So I wanted him to look upon his kind of kingdom, but somehow it does seem like he stole this seedling and these blacks and this kind of dreamy bubble. And so it's kind of a malevolent ruler in a sense. So we have all these blobs at the bottom, and what I wanted is for this kind of ruler to be really, really high, so that the common blobs couldn't reach it. And to make it more visually appealing, I looked at all my previous doodles, and I took some of the different characters that were there, and kind of attached them to his I'm not sure how to call it. Basically, it's as if he beheaded them, or more that he captured them with the power of this seedling. So we see a few different characters. On the very left we see this froggy person that came to give this dreamy world to the blob ruler. We see his head hanging there. Then we see also, right after it, slightly on the right, we see the head of the wandering traveler, followed by, this one is a bit old, it's from Inktober. There was this big creature that somehow was tamed by the ruler of the seedlings. Then it's followed on the right by the creature that was carrying the blob. I'm gonna try to put some pictures here and there to kind of make more sense of it, because I feel like I'm kind of rambling not really coherently. It doesn't seem like my words make a lot of sense. But then we follow up by another tiny head of these kind of mountain bird creatures. I'm not sure how to describe them. And on the very right, we have this creature that I quite enjoyed. That was so the prompt for this one was change. And so it was kind of this intriguing creature that was all around balance. He was wandering around and he had these blobs in different scales, and it felt like he was kind of tipping the balance of these different organisms, and so he was changing them. And so we also have his head here. So then basically once I had this really basic composition, I just really made it flowy, as if it's really covered with this goo that all the blobs are made of. And yeah, that's pretty much the overall idea. So I just checked and I'm already at 11 minutes, which isn't good, because I believe I didn't put the video together yet, but I believe it should be around 10 minutes. So I'm running a bit late. So I hope for anybody who ended up watching this, I hope you enjoyed this tiny time lapse. And well, I wish you a good day. Bye. Oh, yeah, before that, if you have any question or any advice on what could be interesting to show, to record, or just, any question, I'd be interested in knowing them, because I might record this kind of daily doodles a bit more often. Anyway, bye.